Hey, it's Joel, the 3D printing nerd, and this is the XYZ DaVinci Pro 1.0 3D printer, and this is not my review. I'll explain in just a little bit. Let's do it. You ready? Go. Welcome back. So this, like I said, is the XYZ DaVinci Pro 1.0 3D printer, and the reason I'm doing a non-review video is because of a couple reasons. One, you're my audience. I try to remain unbiased and as honest with you as possible. Two, you know I have this printer. And three, I went off on a Twitter rant because I couldn't get this to work. So I feel that it is my responsibility to give you a video. Way long ago, when XYZ sent me this printer, I did have high hopes for it. I'd never used an XYZ piece of hardware before, and I thought, well, maybe this is it. I've heard some bad things. I've heard some good things, and so this was my chance. This was my ability to give my take on the printer and the hardware. Unfortunately, and if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw the meltdown. I sent off a number of tweets with included videos about how this printer was not working very well. XYZ actually saw that and emailed me saying, "Hey Joel, we see you're having some issues with your printer. Is there anything we can do to help?" I exchanged a few emails with XYZ tech support and I took some pictures and sent them off, and it was their belief that this was damaged during shipping and should go back to them, and then they could send me a replacement. There is the experience I've had with the printer so far. Now, let me tell you my opinion, and here's what I think is happening. I had 4 issues with this machine. The first issue was nothing would stick to the bed. And yes, I tried glue stick, I could have tried tape and Captain Tape, and I tried to squish things down and nothing stuck, nothing even remotely stuck. It's as if the bed itself repelled filament and didn't want it anywhere near it. It was as if it was oleophobic to filament. The second issue I ran into was Jog Mode. I was unable to move the Z-axis up or down greater than 10 millimeters using the LCD panel. I don't know why this is, but it just happened. The last 2 issues I had with this printer are hardware issues, and I believe a part of a bigger picture, so bear with me. The first issue is with this door here, and this little pocket right here is where a sensor is that detects that the door is closed. Unfortunately, this printer doesn't detect the door being closed because there's a piece missing from this sensor. The little nub that the door hits that impacts the sensor is gone. It's not in the box, it's not in the packing material. I couldn't find it. The second issue has to do with this top door. The sensor for the top door is right here, and if I lean in, you can hear it activate. I do have to put pressure on it with my hand in order to activate the sensor. I shouldn't have to do that. And later, just a few hours ago, I found out from a Twitter user that there is a metal piece that should exist here that the door then hits, and that impacts the sensor. The metal piece isn't there. It's not in the printer. It's not in the packing materials. It's not in the box. It is my personal opinion that this printer is suffering from a lack of quality control. I don't think this printer should have ever made it to my doorstep. I do not believe that parts were included in the box for the sensors that are not functioning correctly. Unfortunately, this is my very first experience with XYZ as a company and the hardware they make. I don't want to base my entire opinion based on one printer about one giant company. So this is where I'm asking you. I've heard people like their XYZ printers, and if you have one and you like it, please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of the company and what you like about your printer. I know. I've also heard that there are people that don't like their XYZ printer, so I would also like to hear from you. If you could leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of XYZ and what you think of their printer that you have, I would definitely appreciate it. You guys, videos like this just suck, and I'm really sorry. I don't like being a negative Nancy, and I don't like having to convey information like this, but this printer, it just doesn't work. And what really sucks is if it can't sense either door is being closed, then it locks the user out of the LCD while it's printing. So if I was able to get filament to stick to the print bed and I was able to print something, had something gone wrong, or if I needed to adjust something, there was no way for me to access the LCD, and the only way to bail out of a print is to pull the power. At some point in the future, I'll get another XYZ machine because this one's going to go back, and I'll have a new one here, and hopefully it'll work, and hopefully I'll be able to give you an unbiased and honest opinion about the printer. But until then, the XYZ printer has to fall to the end of the queue, and I move my other printers up in the queue. Again, sorry for the negative video. I appreciate you watching. Leave it a like, comment down below, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Throw me $1 or more via Patreon if you want to financially support my endeavors. I never require it though, and I'll always only ask for an occasional high five. And speaking of high fives, as always, high five.
He's Joel telling and he's printed 3D like some Pokemon, a gun from Destiny. And when you call him a nerd, he'll stand up proudly, cause he's packing some heat from his YouTube family. He can review printers till he falls to the floor, then he'll give them away like Oprah in 04. There's the Wombat, Lulzbot, G-Max XT, then a break for Red Bull and Locos Taco Crispy. Printed koozie in his hand for his drink. He sets up his GoPro and prints out a bender bang. So send him $1 to put in his head, or a self-addressed envelope for a sticker instead. There's a Nerd Vlogs, unboxings, and Q's and A's, and he'll open your mail every single Friday. And of course you can't forget that pancake bot and filaments, phonics, and Joel's sweet little tot. And they printed this printer at Holodeck Studio like Lando Calrissian and freeze-dried Han Solo. So show your support on Patreon or subscribe, and as always, high five.